The lead federal prosecutor who helped process the criminal cases against the January 6 defendants has resigned. And now Greg Rosen is speaking out about the surprise the department felt when President Trump pardoned all those involved. Listen.
I was shocked, if not stunned, by the breadth of the pardons.
What kind of message do you think they send?
I think the message that they send is that political violence towards a political goal is acceptable in a modern democratic society.
CBS News Justice correspondent Scott MacFarlane joins us from outside the Department of Justice with more on this. And Scott, pretty clear message there from Rosen to you that violence, political violence, is okay. Help us understand more of what he told you and why he's choosing to speak out so publicly now.
Hey, Errol, Greg Rosen is not just any federal prosecutor, not just any lawyer. He had this historic role of leading the Capitol Siege Bureau, the January 6th division of the U.S. Department of Justice. He was helping lead the largest criminal prosecution in American history. And then all of a sudden, on inauguration night, 1,500 plus January 6 defendants were pardoned at once by President Trump. He says he was shocked by the breadth of those pardons, that it was everybody, all in one bucket, from those who committed just misdemeanors, unlawfully marching through the Capitol, to those who beat, clubbed, and gassed police officers, all having their cases extinguished at once. And he says it has been gutting for the many federal agents and prosecutors who were part of the prosecution. A demoralizing moment, but also, he says, a moment of danger. Communicates a message to the rest of the country, he says, Errol. That type of violence is okay if your side eventually wins.
Now, Scott, some of the prosecutors who handled the January 6 cases, they've since been demoted or fired. And you've been reporting on the lowered sense of morale at the Department of Justice. So where do things stand today?
Errol, after the pardons came a purge where they demoted or fired so many of the prosecutors who were part of the January 6 cases, and it was their association with those cases that led to their demise professionally. No misconduct, no investigations into ethical issues. They were doing the task assigned to them. And there's a broader issue now, Errol. The Department of Justice has also compiled a list of 5,000 plus FBI employees who were part of the January 6th investigation for a review of how they performed. That list remains private, but Errol, some of the agents have sued to ensure the court protects the list from being leaked or released publicly, concerned about retaliation. Really
important stuff here. Scott, thank you very much. Right now, we're seeing the potential for tropical activity in this first month of hurricane season. Look at the radar here. We're watching this in the Atlantic and the Pacific Oceans. Meanwhile, more showers and storms are threatening the central U.S. with large hail, damaging winds, and potential tornadoes. And we want to show you this footage. This is lightning striking in Naples in southwest Florida.